Okay. Okay, our goal again is I will find slope given a table, graph, or 2 points on the line. Okay, so we're graphing -6 and -3 and 5 and 2. Okay? And then we're drawing a line between those 2 points. I'm going to make my line blue. Okay? And just make your line as straight as possible. It's not going to be perfect. You can use a straight edge if you'd like. Okay? And remember, lines really go through when they just give you 2 points. They really actually go through all the way. Okay, so let's talk about some key features of this linear function. So first, why don't we talk about my domain and range? My domain. The way I drew it, with arrows on the ends. It continues. So my domain for this linear function is all real numbers. Because all my x values are included, right? It's going to continue on forever. Yes? Okay? My range for this linear function is what? All real numbers. So any linear function that has arrows on both sides that continues on, any equation that they just give you that you graph, it will always be true that it's all real numbers for both. Domain is all real numbers, and range is all real numbers, okay? So if I just give you an equation to graph, then it's all real numbers. Okay, so some other things we've talked about are that we have an x and a y intercept. So what's my y-intercept here? It's not quite 0. It's kind of right underneath 0, but this is my y-intercept. So go ahead and label where your y-intercept is. Okay? Just so we're reviewing. And then we learned a new one yesterday. What was it? X-intercept, where was that? Where it intercepts with x. So this would be like my x-intercept. What else did we call it? The zeros. Or 0. This is the 0 of my function. Okay. Okay, so we've reviewed all of those. Now we need to be able to find our slope. Okay? Our slope. So we find slope between how many points? 2. We always have to have 2 points, at least 2 points to find slope. Okay, what is something that I could draw to help me find the slope? Triangle. What kind of triangle? All right, triangle. So I'm going to go straight up and straight over, and that's going to help me find my slope, yes? Okay, but y'all need to tell me why it's going to help me find my slope. What is my slope? What is slope? Rise over run. What's another way to say that? What does my rise represent? Okay, the change in my y, and the run represents my change in my x. So just like y'all were looking at your water yesterday, and you would look at how much it was going down compared to the time, okay, I am looking at how much my y is going up or going down compared to my x, okay? That's what our slope is doing. Okay, so if I use this to help me do that, I can look at the change in my y, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes? Okay. And the change in my x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 over 11. That's my slope. And we can leave it as a fraction. Be careful to make sure you pay attention to what the values are in your x and y axis, okay? Because sometimes it's not going up by 1, so pay attention to that. Okay? Tell me when I can go to the next page. I can go to the next page? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, how can we find slope from a table? Well, if I can find change in y and change in x, I can find change in y and change in x from my table, right? Okay? I have lots of points on my table. I can pick any 2 points I'm going to pick these 2 points. So this is going to give me the change in my y. It's going up or down?
Down.
Down. How many?
4.
So the change in my y is -4. And then my change in my x is going up or down? Down by how many?
6.
So -4 over -6, but I can simplify that. 2 over 3. A negative divided by a negative gives me what? Positive. Okay? So it would be a positive. So good question. Okay, so something I want to make sure that you understand. Could I have found this -4 and then found the difference between 9 and 3? Is that a good practice to do? It might have worked this time, but is that a good practice to do? To use this point and then skip and use this point? No, I want to make sure I'm always staying consistent with the same point, okay? The -3 and -6 belong together, and so do the -9 and -10. So make sure that you stay within the same points for both of us. Okay? Okay, so now let's go to just the points and how we can utilize our formula. Does anybody remember what the formula is? And you're still right. That represents change in y and change in x. That's how I find change, right? I subtract. I'm subtracting my y values and subtracting my x values. Does it matter which one, y1 and y2 and, x2 and y1 and, does that matter? It doesn't matter which one is what? It doesn't matter. I always still just use my first, and my second one is my second, and my first one is my first. There's 2, okay? And I follow my formula. As long as you subtract in the same order each time, right? So if I do 2 minus -9, which is my y values. Okay, so that's my change in y. I then have to do -4 minus 5. Okay? So I'm taking my y value subtracting, taking my x value subtracting. Okay, 2 minus -9. Guys, do not make silly integer mistakes. I was talking to my second period this morning. Subtracting is just like addition, except you're combining the opposite now. Instead of combining the same, you're combining the opposite. So right here, I'm combining the opposite of -9. What's the opposite of -9? Positive 9. So I'm combining 2 with 9. That makes what?
7.
No, 11. I'm combining them, like I'm always adding them, except this tells me to do the opposite of what is there. Yes? Yes. So I'm telling you to don't make a silly mistake when you have a calculator right there in front of you to check your integers. Okay, that would be really silly. All right, -4 minus 5. I want to combine -4 with the opposite of 5. -9. So I have -11/9 or 11 over -9, same thing. It's really would be called -11/9. Okay? Yes? Okay, are we, yes. You do not do that in algebra. You're always going to see your improper fractions as improper fractions. I wouldn't say always. I mean, you need to be flexible, right? If your multiple choice answers are in mixed numbers, then you need to change them. But I do not expect you to change them because most of the time in algebra, you're going to see them as a fraction like this, okay?
So whenever the first, if it's like the first number, if it's a negative or positive, that's with the one, or...
No, it just depends. It just depends. Because when I subtract -9, it really ends up being that I'm adding 9. That's what that ends up doing. Because I'm really combining, like this tells me to do the opposite of what is here, and this also makes 9 opposite.
Oh, okay, so.
It's not because I put parentheses there. I put parentheses there to separate the subtraction from the negative.
The second number.
This subtraction changes the second number. Just like this changed this number, because really this is like -4 plus -5. It changes that number. It changes it to the opposite. Okay? I'm always doing, subtraction means do the opposite of what is there. Okay? Okay, so you're going to have some choices today to work on all of these things. If you really want to focus on just slope, there's slope core, and that's actually next door at Miss Freeland, so I'll send y'all to do that, okay? Oh, no. Okay, there's slope core next door. There's the quizzes, okay? You may use the quizzes as well and check, like you can ask questions as you're working through that. There's Desmos. This is a really fun one. It does work on your cell phone, but I also have books. That's gonna give you like it's like guess who, but with graphs. Try to use algebra words. That's what we're practicing. Try to find slope. Talk about your y-intercept. Talk about your x-intercept. Things like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna have an open teacher table, so you 3 I'm kicking out of your table today, because that's gonna be my teacher table. Okay, and you may come to my teacher table if you have questions on your assessment that I did back yesterday, or if you have questions on something we're working on in class, you can come sit there for about 5 minutes, but then I'm sending you back, okay? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we know what we're doing? Okay, think about what you want to do and pick that, okay?